Good morning, class. My name is Pedro Aymanatad, or you can call me Teacher P. How is everyone today? Mm-hmm. Okay, it's nice to know that everyone is alright. Class, I have a favor for all of you. Can you look to your right or left? And is your seatmate not present? No one is missing? Okay, it seems that everyone is present. Class, today we are going to have a storytelling. And the storyteller is me, myself, Teacher P. Our story is about the Brer Rabbit story. But before that, we are going to recall our lesson from the last meeting. We need to recall that lesson because it has something to do with our activity today. What was the lesson we had before? Anyone? Any volunteer? Mm-hmm. Okay, that was right. Our topic in the last meeting is about nouns. Anyone? What was the meaning of nouns? Or what is nouns? Any volunteer? Mm-hmm. That's right. Any additional of the meaning given? Okay. Let's proceed to the meaning of the nouns. Nouns is a word that describes a person, place, thing, or idea. So, what are the example of nouns? Anyone? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's right. Any additional? Okay, let's proceed to the example of nouns. So, example of nouns include names, locations, objects in the physical world, or objects and concepts that do not exist in the physical world. For example, a dream or a theory. We have two kinds of nouns, the concrete nouns and abstract nouns. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of concrete nouns or what are concrete nouns? Mm-hmm. Another volunteer? Okay, that was right. Any additional class? Okay, let's proceed to the meaning of concrete nouns. Concrete noun is a noun that can be identified through one of the five senses: taste, touch, sight, hearing, or smell. Can anyone tell me what body parts does this senses belong to? Okay, that's right. Taste for our tongue, touch for our skin, sight for our eyes, hearing to our ears, and smell to our nose. Okay, let's have an practice. We have here two sentences, and you are going to identify what are the nouns or what is the nouns in every sentence. Okay, anyone? Any volunteer for the first sentence? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's right. In the first sentence, what is that noise? Our concrete noun here is noise. We cannot able to see the noise. We can also not able to taste it or touch it, but we can hear it. Okay, in the second sentence, anyone? Any volunteer? Another hand, please. Okay, that was right. In the second sentence, after his retirement, Mr. Bond pursued his dream of photographing rainbows. Our concrete noun here is rainbows. As rainbows, we can use our sense of sight. We cannot touch, smell, or hear rainbows, but we can see them. These are other examples for concrete nouns. For a person, man, Mrs. Jones, Doctor, Maddie. To a place, river, Paris, mountains, home. To things and animals, dog, sports car. Anyone tell me what is the meaning of abstract nouns or what are abstract nouns? Okay, that's right. Abstract nouns are nouns that cannot be perceived using one of the five senses. And those five senses are the taste, touch, sight, hearing, or smelling. We have an exercises again, and I'll be calling for a recitation. Anyone for the first sentence? Okay. Identify the abstract nouns in the first sentence. Okay, that's right. We can't imagine the courage it took to do that. Our abstract noun here is courage. We will not be able to sense it through our five senses. In the second sentence, please identify the abstract noun. Remember that abstract nouns can't be sensed or by our five senses, but it is a noun. Okay, that's right. Early paleontologists assumed that the small brains of some dinosaurs indicated stupidity of the species. And our abstract noun here is the stupidity. For the last sentence, okay. So what is the abstract nouns for the last sentence? That's right. In the last sentence, the abstract noun is the education. Higher education is strongly recommended. Okay, let's move on. These are the other example of abstract nouns. And we are not capable of applying our five senses here. For idea, love, intelligence, and religion. Emotion, happiness, anger, excitement, fear, surprise. Class, before we proceed to our storytelling, I need to remind you that you needed to take down notes about the nouns that you will be able to hear in the story that I will tell you about. And then After you take down notes about the nouns that you can find, I will take the papers. After that, we will have a story analysis about the Brer Rabbit story. One day, Brer Rabbit and Brer Fox and Brer Bear and Brer Coon and a whole lot of them were clearing up a ground to plant a new crop. The sun got sort of hot. Brer Rabbit got tired, but he didn't give up because he was afraid that the rest of them would call him lazy. He kept carrying away the rubbish and piling up brush being cleared. Then suddenly he yelled out. He yelled out that he had a thorn on his hand. He slipped off to look for a cool place to rest. After a while, he came across a well with two buckets hanging in it from wood on top. That looks cool, said Brer Rabbit. I'll just get in there and take a quiet nap. With that, he jumped into one of the buckets. As soon as he did that, the bucket just went down into the well. Brer Rabbit was so scared. He almost got a fever. Very soon, the bucket hit the water. Brer Rabbit kept mighty still because he didn't know what was going on. He just lay there, shivering with shock. Now, Brer Fox always had one eye on her, Brer Rabbit. He saw him slip away from the new ground. Brer Fox sneaked after him. He knew Brer Rabbit was up to something, so he followed him quietly. Brer Fox saw Brer Rabbit come to the well and stop. Then he saw him jump into the bucket. Next, he saw him go down and out of sight. Brer Fox was the most astonished fox that you ever laid eyes on. He sat there in the bushes and thought, but he couldn't make head nor tail of it at all. Then he said to himself, well, I know what it is. Brer Rabbit keep his mind hidden down in that well. If he hasn't done that, he has discovered a gold mine, and if it isn't that, I'm going to find out what it is. Brer Fox crept up a little near the well and listened. He didn't hear any noise or cries from Brer Rabbit. He came close to the well and peeked down the well. He didn't see anything. He didn't hear anything. All this time, Brer Rabbit was sitting quietly, scared out of his skin. He was afraid to move in case the bucket tilted over. He didn't want to fall into the water. Then he heard Brer Fox shout, Hey, Brer Rabbit, who are you visiting down there? Oh, I am just fishing, Brer Fox, said Brer Rabbit. I thought I would get you all some fresh fish for dinner. Why don't you come and help me bring up the fish? Said Brer Rabbit. How I will get down there, Brer Rabbit? Said Brer Fox. Jump into the bucket, Brer Fox. It'll bring you down safe and sound. Brer Rabbit took so sweetly and cheerfully that Brer Fox jumped into the bucket. As he went down into the well, his wave pulled Brer Rabbit up. When they passed one another halfway, up or down, depending whose point of view you will look into, Brer Rabbit sang out, "Goodbye, Brer Fox. Goodbye, Brer Fox. This is the way the world goes around. Some go up and some go down. You'll get to the bottom, all safe and sound." Brer Fox ended in the bottom of the well, and Brer Rabbit got out. Class, did you like the story? Mm-hmm. Okay. So it seems everyone like our story. So that you have an idea what are the nouns in our story, these are the nouns that we can find in the Brer Rabbit story. Brer Fox, Brer Rabbit, Brer Coon, Brer Bear, ground, crop, sun, the rest, bush, thorn, hand, bucket, wheel, day, water, shock, eye, head, tail, money, well, gold mine, noise, price, and time. Okay, pass the papers of the list of nouns that you have made. Next class, we will have a story analysis. And these are the category that we will have to find, and you needed it to write in a one whole sheet of paper. I'll give you an hour, and if it isn't enough, I'll give you an hour and a half. Then we will check it tomorrow. Okay, everyone is done already? Pass the papers, and I'll have a short continuation so that you will know what are the so that you know what we are looking for. Okay, so do you know the title of our story? Anyone? That's right. The title of our story is The Brer Rabbit Story. Okay, how about the author? That's right. Joel Chandler Harris. I hope that everyone is right about it. Next is our theme of the story. Our story is all about trickster or tricking others for their benefits and smarting out others. The setting of our story is in the farmland and well. And our characters are the main characters, Brer Rabbit and Brer Fox. And the other characters are Brer Bear, Brer Coon, and the other bear. The genre of our story is fables. A short story, typically with animals as characters, conveying a moral. This is fables. And as you can remember, all our characters are animals, and the story that we had has a moral lesson. Class, this is our plot of the story. The first part is Brer Rabbit got tired in clearing the ground, then suddenly he shouted that his hand is turned. Then he slipped away and found the wall with two buckets. He jumped to the bucket and get stuck. This is the second part. And the third part or the last part of our story is that Brer Fox, who was sneaking to Brer Rabbit, goes to the well and get tricked. So the conflict of our story is that Brer Rabbit is at the bottom of the well and he is scared and cannot go out. And the climax of our story is that Brer Rabbit talked cheerfully with Brer Fox to make him jump to the bucket. This is our climax because it is where Brer Rabbit is being scared, but she is being smart to outwit Brer Fox so that he can save himself. The denouement part of our story is that Brer Rabbit sang out to Brer Fox while he slowly moved out. At this part of our story, we know that Brer Fox is tricked to jump to the bucket and the Brer Fox is stuck to the well while Brer Rabbit got out from the well. So our moral lesson is we better smart at all situation. It is because if we aren't smart enough, other people might trick us or they will take advantage of us. So the reflection that we can have in this story that there are a lot of situations that we had or I did not able achieve my goals once or overcome situation. If I practice this habit of becoming smart, I may have a higher chance of reaching what I want. Plus, regarding the reflection, I will check your papers on it and I will, even though it is different from the reflection I presented, it will be considered as long as it is aligned to the story that we had. Okay, class, that's all for today. Thank you for listening and see you for the next meeting.